A warm welcome to all my viewers of Rebel Auto Vlogs. Today we will be doing a review of the 4V Hero Xpulse, the 4-valve latest model that is currently running from the stables of Hero. The Xpulse almost gave me an impulse to buy it. That's the reason why I wanted to cover this up, and the very fact that it belonged to one of my close friends, I had an opportunity to ride it and ride it for a considerable distance so as to really find out what it's made up of and what exactly it has to offer as a motorcycle. In fact, this is the second time I'm riding this motorcycle, and the first time when I had ridden it on a very bad stretch of road, I was almost smitten by it, by its ability to handle those roads and just transfer almost nil or nothing to the rider riding it. It had a really great ride quality. That's what really impressed me. On top of that, the engine, the 4-valve engine, because I've never ridden the 2-valve, but then whatever it has as of now, was pretty torquey and was able to pull through very powerfully. So keeping all those things in mind, having cleared what exactly my experience with this bike has been, let's take a look at this particular video. And now you can see that I'm riding on unfinished roads filled with granite stones yet to be laid out for the tar. That is, tar is yet to be laid out and unfinished. And I can't help but compare it with my existing Adventure 250, right? When I rode my Adventure 250 while going on the same road maybe a couple of hours ago, I felt fine. But now what I feel is the front of this motorcycle is a bit thinner than the Adventure 250 for obvious reasons. And then I feel if I maintain a higher speed than this, what I'm maintaining as of now, maintaining around 40 or something on those these lines. If I maintain these kind of speeds, I'm comfortable. Anything above that, I am calling for a crash. Okay, because of the thin. This gentleman doesn't want to make room for the small bike, so I had to make room for this. Such is our road manners. Anyway. Going back to the review, so riding on these kind of surfaces, these kind of roads, it's better that I maintain, at least as far as my skills are concerned. I did not want to cross 40, and anything beyond this is calling for a crash, because the front end is thin and it doesn't have that kind of a stability that my bike at least had, my KTM Adventure 250 had. It kind of had a pretty good I've probably gotten used to it, and maybe those are the factors in play here. Now let's go back to this particular scene where you see that I'm cruising at around 90 and 100. Okay, and so this is on a plain B road, and I think this is where this bike will actually thrive, because or maybe even on the highways for that matter. But end of the day, this is the max that it can do, 110, and beyond that, of course, you can go. It all depends on the tailwind and the inclination of the road, etc. But this is a full throttle ride. Okay, my throttle is at full, except for certain instances where I had to use the brake and slow down. Apart from that, this is what it can maintain. Now when it comes to overtaking also, this is how much effort it takes. Okay. It is a slow and steady, not too slow, not extremely slow that it scares you, but it is fine. It is pretty okay. Now my friend is making good use of the gears, and that's the reason why he is way ahead of me in my own motorcycle, that is the Adventure 250. He is a better rider probably than me, but then I am a lazy guy. I like staying on gears and not changing them. Okay, and this bike to an extent satisfies that concern, because it has a pretty good bandwidth in its fifth gear. Okay, you can ride it in a slower pace of around 40, but it will still pick up without changing to fourth, unless you are in a hurry and you really want some torque up ahead. You don't have to downshift, unlike I do that on my Adventure 250, where you have to downshift, else it will stall in running itself. Now, other finer points of this bike is that, yes, of course, the ride is pretty, let us say, absorbent, very absorbent, and yeah, again comparing my Adventure 250, the seat in Adventure 250 is the best as far as I know. It is almost like a bench, a bloody school bench for all you care, because we used to sit in the school for 8 to 9 hours. Who cares? Even though it was a wooden bench, we survived the whole of the schooling days. So that is how good the Adventure 250 and the 390 is. Did you just freaking see that squid? Let me just rewind this. Damn it. Did you see this freaking squid? These guys are on the road, they're just out there for suicide. Suicidal people, man. I just can't digest this. Damn it, man. I rather sit at home than come out and do all this shit. Oh shit. Just. Well, as dangerous as it is, this is what the condition of our roads are, and this is what the attitude of our people are. So we can't go further than this. I would not like to get politically incorrect now. Let me continue with this review. For what all I have been, talking about as of now, I think, yeah, overall, I think this is a bike for people who would like to do touring on B roads. Even on the highways, also fine, no issues, no big deal. But yeah, on a budget, that is, because it hardly costs around 1.8 lakhs on Bangalore, on road Bangalore. So that's a very good deal. Slight vibes there at high speeds at around 90 to 110, yes, but 120 and 25 you will get only when there is less wind resistance and if there is a inclination. Otherwise, consider the cruising speed at around 90 to 100, and that's it, in full throttle, that is. And you can cover distances depending on the speed that you're doing, that is, keep 90 to 100, and so you'll probably get an average of around 50 to 60 kilometers average speed, and you should be able to cover long distances. Maybe wow, this guy, he really wants to. Nobody has patience to brake, nor do I. I belong to the same pool for and people coming in all directions, everywhere, here and there. Yeah, great. We are great. We are amazing. Right. So overall, my impression is that even though I was impulsive about buying this, I'm happy with my KTM Adventure chassis. Of course, I have a complaint with the power that it has to deliver, but then that can be solved by upgrading to a 390, which I will do shortly. Apart from that, I think people who like Impulse, only gripe I have with it is basically it has spoke wheels and then tube tires. If in case there's a puncture, of course you're not going to struggle like you would probably struggle with the Interceptor 650, because it's lightweight. You can push it through and then just take it to maybe a small puncture shop or whatsoever, or carry your own tools. Have the patience to sit and do it, provided it is not dark or provided it is not raining or snowing for that matter. You should be able to handle it. So these are the only observations I had from this, and my impulse about buying this Xpulse is gone thanks to this particular ride. And whoever has a monkey mind like me sometimes, I highly recommend them to go for a longer duration test drive and then get rid of all those notions that you build in your mind in the meantime when you're watching YouTube, or when you're not riding that dream or impulsive one nights that you get for these particular machines. So apart from that, I would like to conclude this particular vlog review per se. And as you already seen, you would have seen the beautiful roads that we travel on, the people who coming in all directions, pun intended of course, but this is the way it is. See, look at this. Oh, very good, very good. So the people just come out thinking they'll live forever, or probably they don't want to live forever, or they want to die on that day, or they want to get in trouble on that day, or whatsoever. I have no damn clue why we are so daft. I have no damn clue. Or is it just me? Is it just me who is becoming hypersensitive to all the bullshit that's happening around us? Anyway, let's leave this aside and then conclude this review. I think I would have covered most of the points. It was not narrated, or it was not scripted. It was all impromptu. Whatever came to my mind, I just went ahead and expressed it. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Do like, share and subscribe. Even if you don't, that's fine, because I see most of you are doing that already. So, oh God, what a great, what a amazing day, pun intended. Thank you guys. Until next time, ciao.